Okay, noon on Monday. I'm live. We'll wait for people to come on in. And man, I got this close in, didn't I? Just a hair. Straighten up the camera. Okay. Hi, Angie. It is 1 o'clock. Well, it's noon where I'm at. It's 1 o'clock Eastern. I'm in Central Time. So, yeah, noon for me, one for you. We're going to look at all the ATCs today, so that'll be cool. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Dee Dee. Hi, Joyce. Joyce, I still don't have yours. I'll go out and check the mail or have Robert go check it here in a while. Hi, Missy. Hi, Linda. Give Tim a hug. Yeah, and after that, y'all are going to have to decide what I'm going to do today. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Kristen. So, yeah. Hi, Jetta. Yeah, I am going to go ahead and include anybody whose ATCs get here probably tomorrow and maybe Wednesday. We'll see when I have time to switch them all out. Hi, Kathy Berg. Hi, Beth. I don't know if Christina, Laverne, another Beth, Lisa. Lisa, I've got yours here today. Hi, Terry. Yeah, see, it should be here. I agree, Joyce. But with the mail like it is, I don't know. I don't know what to even tell you. It could be just the mail system. It could be my mail, I don't know. I'm done trying to figure out the crappy U.S. Postal Service. I'm just telling you. I've been picking up my mail from my neighbor for, I don't know, the past 2 or 3 weeks. And I swear to God, I get mail for her neighbor at least 2 a week. Hi, Kat. You're on your dang phone. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Is your computer goofed up? Yeah, and Dee Dee never got hers back, which really ticks me off because I'd put a bunch of stuff in there. I shared all the ATCs with her. I sent her the gift card that somebody sent, a bunch of postage. So, yeah, and she never got it. So somebody really cleaned up on that. Hi, Bossy Butt. So, yeah, stuff happens. See, you get your neighbor's mail all the time. Yeah, see, I mean, they're people. I guess they can screw up, but literally, you've got one job. Hi, Joanne. um, I don't know. I'm sure it's a much crappier job than you might imagine. But in the United States, and I don't know, soon to be in Canada if they go on strike, working for the Postal Service was always a desirable job because your benefits were so great. Hi, Ellen. I don't know if that's the case anymore, but working for the Postal Service was very desirable. I don't think I would have liked it, but yeah, probably because I don't like nothing, but what the hell. Anyway, so I'll show those today. And then, hi, Charmaine. Um, I got out a few things that I can work on, and so y'all can decide what you want to watch. So after I'm done showing the ATCs and some happy mail that I got, I can either color in the bird book, the Snark Bird book, or I can watercolor in the Christy Rice or, some watercolor art, or I can start my first, it's not really a submission, but for Art Salute Beginners new June challenge, and I'll talk about that in a while. So, hi, Ruth. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're well. Hi, Icy. Congrats on your win this morning. So let me dig in. I will have Robert, if he comes in and if I see him, I will have him go check the mail. Let me pull out some of these ATCs here. I think today I have 3, 4, 5, like 6 to show. So we had really good turnout for this swap, you guys, and you guys did an awesome job. First one is from Karen Koch. She wrapped them all up really cute. And I love these because they had sloths on them. And all 10 were different. Stay wild. Look at how cute they are. Let me see what she did on the back. All right. Yeah, she didn't say anything other than her name. And I appreciate those that put their names on it. Hi, Dorothy. But hers were Costa Rica. And I did Costa Rica, and sloth is their national animal. Let's go. Look at them. Oh, my God. Sloths are so cute. Have you guys seen the video of the sloth mother that got separated from her baby? Hi, Jackie. And some guy picked up the sloth and carried it, the baby sloth, and carried it across the tree and handed it to the mother. It's like, oh, that would be a dream for me. So did I say these are from Karen Koch? When I saw the envelope, it made me think of a kid I knew in elementary school, and his name was Jonathan Koch. And he had real long hair. And one day he came over to my house, and my dad said something to him, asked him how he was or something, and he was like, cool. And all he said was cool. Hi, CB. Yeah, these are really cute ATC sloths, or sloth ATCs. And they're real nice. They've got really good texture. They're very cool. You can do it. Let it be. Aren't they cute? Little sloths. So thanks for playing, Karen. These are very, very cool. I don't know where you got all the sloth pictures, but I have to say I'm a little jelly. All right, now these I'm going to set aside over here and keep them separated from the other ones that I'm going to dig into in a minute. And this is from Beth Schuler. And she sent me some fun little stuffs. Hang on, I'll separate them so you can see them one at a time. And these are stickers, clear stickers. You need that card, let it be. Paint it on your wall, Angie. And thank you for the stamps, Beth. They will come in handy. These are really pretty. I like the black. And I relate most to her. And Angie, I can't guarantee. Well, you didn't participate. You didn't do the swap, so you definitely will not get it. Sorry. And then these are Beth's cards, very much set up like a passport journal. I'm not sure on the back. Okay. Just name and date and 1 of 10. So I love everybody's. Swaziland. Oops, I got 2 together there. Sorry. And they're outlined in, it looks like copper. Poland. Some of them you just kind of have to guess. This is Argentina. But the stamps don't always tell you the location. Or if they're even connected, I don't know. But I like the immigration stamps. Easter Island, obviously. Thanks for playing, Beth. I love them all so much. You'll make a sign. Okay, cool. Let it be. That should be easy to remember. And you can even play a song in the background. Where's Barbara, by the way? No songs today? What are we going to do? She wasn't at Dee Dee's this morning either. I hope she's out having fun, whatever she's doing. And this one's from Cheryl Bandick. And this came all the way from Australia. And the envelope was a little torn up. Let's see when she made it. Does it have a date? May 3rd. and I just got it on the 29th. So the Australia ones took 3 weeks. So if we do another swap, keep that in mind, because she mailed it May 3rd. There's a postmark on it. And then she sent me a bunch of, oh, she told me about it. Hang on, let me see where the note is. Hang on. These are really cute, though. This is the first time she's ever done ATCs. She hopes they're okay. She added extras because she was enjoying it so much. Now, this is, every one of us could write this in a letter to somebody. I'm not as good as Dee Dee at fussy cutting. Nobody is as good as Dee Dee at fussy cutting. Are you kidding? Hi, Anlar. My passport is about my home capital, Adelaide, South Australia, and its places of interest. She included some stamped postcard and bookmarks on watercolor paper. She hopes she stamped the right side. Well, lucky for you, Cheryl. And Cheryl is who we know as Green Band. So, yeah, Green Band 67. The images are stamps from Paper Rose Studio. The images are of our gumnut babies. They are from a series of children's books written and illustrated by May Gibbs. The main characters are Snugglepot and Cuddlepie. Those are really cute names. May Gibbs has been putting a butt on it since 1916. I thought that was so cute because all these little creatures or characters, Snugglepot and Cuddlepie, their little butts are showing. I will be painting little butts. The image with the 2 butts sticking out are gumnut babies playing cricket. I will have fun coloring them, Green Band, so thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. Doing swaps is a ton of fun for me. I can't imagine what my mailman thinks sometimes, though. So look at all these. She stamped a bunch with the same image. And look at those 2 little babies and their little bottoms. See their little bottoms? How cute. So one day I will sit down and paint all these, and then I'll give them away to you guys. Yeah, putting a butt on it since 1816 or whatever, 1916. Look at those little butts. Put a butt on it. Oh, no butt on this one. I'll have to imagine. So she must collect these stamps because she has all of them. There's little butt skating or hugging. So yeah, I'll sit down and paint these and share with you guys little butts sitting on a tree. Like the Coppertone girl. Exactly, Kat. That's what it reminds me of too, for sure. Hi, Nana Mo. Lurk away while you eat dinner, and then I'll flip through her ATCs really quick. So thank you for that extras that I can watercolor on. And these are Adelaide in South Australia. And I think I think it says on the back. Adelaide is South Australia's cosmopolitan coastal capital. Its ring of parkland on the River Torrens, located on the traditional land of the Kaurna people, home of High's chocolates, festivals, Adelaide Zoo, and museum walk distance of CBD. Beautiful beaches. The state bird is the piping shrike. I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of this right, you guys. The animal is the southern hairy-nosed wombat, and the flower is the sturt pea. And she thankfully put her name on them. So you get a little wombat, little bird. When we were in Australia, we did not go down to South Australia. I mean, Australia is a big continent. We were lucky that we got as far as we did, and we stayed primarily in cities. So, but it would be fun to see a wombat out in the wilds. Looks like a beautiful place. chocolate. That's chocolate. And thanks for sending extra. I'm certain I'm going to have enough now to send everybody 10. So when you get yours, they'll be in a sleeve, but look on the back, because any extras, I will go ahead and send out more. So you might get even more than 10 because a few of us have done duplicates. So be sure to look on the back. Well, you'll look at the back to see who they are anyway. So. And the back is painted in, it looks like acrylic paint. So she painted it in, like her collage is painted in, much like Dee Dee's. We did? I guess we did, CB, you're right. Yeah, they are fun, Australia ATCs for sure. So Green Band, I'm glad you joined us for your first ATCs. They're awesome. So next time, you have no excuse for not playing again. And thanks again for sending extras. And I'm glad they got here in time because you certainly mailed them. And she gave me some geckos on the envelope. And this is from Lisa Welch. I think Lisa's here, maybe not. I'm going to check the whole envelope. And thank you for the extra envelope or postage, Lisa. I will share that with my little Dee Dee. Peace, love, Mardi Gras. I don't know if that got separated or what, but all right, that's everything. Hers are all different. So let me see. There's stuff on both sides. On hers, I better write myself a note. She did not write her name on it, so I will do that for her. I usually check that when I open them. So, yeah, I will, Lisa is here. Okay. Yeah, so Lisa, I will add your name so that when people get them, they know who they're from. Won't have to come back and refer to this. Pirates of the Caribbean. Very cool, both sides. And all very different. So I hope you had fun doing them. Breakfast at Tiffany's. Okay, that one has her name on it. That one has, okay, maybe just some of them don't. Look at, they feel very textury. That you think you did? Okay, maybe I just missed it on those first couple because now I'm seeing the name on it. Sorry, my bad. Al Post Service. That's cute. Queen. That one has her name. Queen Concert, Pasadena, California. Camp Crystal Lake. That one has a name on it. All right, my bad. I was lying. Gilead. This one was stuck, and so I don't know if there was something there that got torn off or whatever. I don't know. The Bates Motel. But I couldn't find anything, so. The Matrix. Okay, that one I'm not seeing a name on. I'll just go through them again. That one looks creepy. Good times. Fun, Lisa. Both sides, yeah. So, awesome. I'm glad you joined us. I will double check and make sure there is a name on all of them because now I've got myself freaked out, which isn't hard to do. I freaked out this morning when Dee Dee got paint on her brand new little pencil case that has Blix on it. I was just like, damn, it almost lasted 2 minutes. The Matrix, yeah, that's very cool. This one is from Tell Him Thank You. Tina Holmes is her name. Tell Him Thank You. There's a little envelope inside the envelope. Let me double check this. Okay, got it. This one I did right. These are all the same, but you guys, the embossing on these is amazing. Oh, it's the eye peeking through the wall. Okay, cool. But they're all the same, and I'm not sure how she did the background because it's done absolutely perfectly. But the embossing, can you guys see the embossing? It shines a little bit of the USA. And I think these are Tim Holtz blueprint stamps. But these are about error-free. I mean, they're every one of them just as perfect as the one before. And then white splatters on them. I love these. Red, white, and blue. Awesome, Tina. So, yeah. USA. Yeah, it is a nice ombre. I agree, Dee Dee. You know, and that's the thing. You think, oh, what a simple design. But the way it's executed with the ombre background and the embossing so beautifully. I mean, like this is error-free. She has embossing down really well. Like my embossing would not be like that. And embossing takes time. It doesn't just happen well, it kind of does happen magically, but yeah. So well done, Tina. Well done. Love them. And then this one is from Xandra. Maybe a small jelly print. That could be CB. That could very easily be. All right. And then Z sent me this whole big old envelope with her. Oh, hang on. I think I left something in there. I did leave something in there. Hang on. Sock monkey. But with her art on it. This is what she used to tape up her packages with when she had the store. And then she sent me, and I haven't eaten it yet, Z, because I wanted to show it. But this afternoon, I'm going to eat this. It's a puff crispy matcha vanilla. And she said she's really into these right now. 170 calories, which is good. I like high calorie stuff because, yeah, I'm skinny enough. And I lost 3 pounds when I was sick last week. When I don't feel good, I don't want to eat. So, and then she sent me a painting, which I have to keep all this stuff separate because I'll put it in the Beast, and sent me the Ringling Brothers Barnum Bailey circus cards. This is almost like a pocket letter that she sent. And one of her cards, which you'll see here in a minute, and some stampage, and some sock monkey ribbon, and some mermaid glitter. And thanks for not putting that loose in the package, Z. Hi, Kathleen. You found the 3 pounds. I'm sorry, CB. But I'll be eating a lot this week because my appetite is back. And she sent a ton of cards. Look at all these cards. That's why I'm saying everybody will at least get 3 or 10 and maybe more, because Z did a ton of these. And it looks like the background is watercolored, and then she stamped out the mermaids and fussy cut every one of them. Oh my God. And then she put a little bit of collage of the stamp and stuff on there. So they're all very similar, not exactly the same, but very similar. But I can't believe that she actually watercolored and then fussy cut every one of those mermaids. Oh, I know. I love them too. And then she put the little beads on them. And I know we say don't put stuff like that on. I don't think it will affect their mailing in the plastic pockets. So just that little bit will be okay, I'm pretty sure. And then the mermaids are pop dotted, so they stand up off the back of the card. So They're so pretty, Z, and I'm really glad you played with us. And the Little Mermaid's holding a conch shell. That's hard to say. I know. I love the mermaids too. And it's so Z. I think that's the thing is if I got one of these and I didn't have to turn it over, didn't know anything about it, when I looked at it, I would just tell you, that's got to be Xandra. Got to be Xandra. But yeah, she sent a ton of them. So thank you, Z. So thoughtful. So awesome. Sorry, I'm a little bit. Yeah, Z is our little mermaid. They scream Xandra, right? So, yep. Yep, got a ton of them. All right, I'm not putting them back in that bag because I'll just have to dig them out later. So, and Z, thank you for the extras. You're always so thoughtful and sweet. And Z is as sweet in real life as she appears to be on her streams. Sweetest person, never complains. Yeah, so thanks, Z. And now I'm going to quickly, oops, got to put this stuff back. I'm going to go through the rest that we've gotten so you can see everybody's one more time because you may not get one from everybody. Oops, knocked the camera. I'm in this little corner here. Yeah. Okay, these were mine. I did one for France and one for Japan. So, yeah. So we got those. Let me go to the back here, and when I get back to mine, I'll know I've gone through all of them. I'll just grab a handful, and a lot of people didn't do all the same, but I'm just going to grab one out. This one is from Starla Arts. This, I'm sure, and I got to be sure to get them back in. These were Charmaine. I'm sure they're Charmaine. Yeah. So she did Paris, and she put hers in the folder, but that was not required. So that's Charmaine. Next one is from Keisha. Well, we know her as Keisha, but it's Keeks, or we know her as Keeks, but her real name is Keisha. And she did the France as well. All of them a little bit different. And she put that stuff in between to make them really, really slippery. And then this is from Linda Rentz. She did Florida. All a little bit different. I think Tim wanted to do Florida, is what she said. So that's Linda Rentz. Very fun. This is Mariah Sanson. They say, oh my God, where are the cards? They're in there. Let's see if she put a name. All right. This is Jamaica. Oh, this is Icy. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this going, what does that say? It says Icy. She's here. So this is Icy. Australia. They're all so cute. The Philippines. So each one is a different country. So when you get it, you're going to have to go to the back to find out what it is. And now we know that Icy's name is really Mariah. Yeah, I showed yours earlier. Tell him. All right. This is Ann Lar. And I think all Anne's were a little bit different. Yeah, these look exactly like passport pages. Well done, Anne. So those are Anne Lar. Nice, nice. I think this person, hang on. These were a little bit thicker. Let me see if there's a name on the back. Grab another one. I do remember. She did Native American. And I think that, and there's a little pocket. So if you get one of these, look in the back because there's a little pocket with information on it. I thought these were really well thought out and planned and well done. And the last name is Motts, but I know she wrote a note or something. Sue Motts was these. And I think she said she'd never done one before. So yeah, when they came, and I think maybe she messaged me separately or something and said she'd never done them and she was uneasy or something. I was like, when they got here, I was just like, damn, girl, you did awesome. Let me see what I dropped here. These are Sharon Lombard. Sharon did all different. And I can't remember now. Yeah, no, she just did passport travel. So if you can identify the place, awesome. That's obviously London. So yeah. But I think the thing that struck me about these is that her collage, everything was so proportional. Why am I not focusing? Focus, you freak. There we go. So yeah. Coliseum. So you'll have to decide where Sharon was when she cut out the picture. Glad you played with us, Sharon. Martha Audette. Oh my God. Hi, how are you? For those that don't know, Martha Audette is my real life sister. This is Christina. Some of these came so early and I haven't looked at them again. I've forgotten how cool so many of these are. So yeah, this is Christina Gonzalez. You guys come up with the most amazing ephemera and collage material. I love these. So she did Egypt. Awesome, Christina. Focus, you freak. Am I still not focusing? Ah, it's so annoying. Probably because I'm moving things so quickly, it can't ever get a chance to focus, you freak. This is Dawn. And I couldn't prepare these beforehand because I'm scared to death that the self-addressed stamped envelope will get separated. And yeah. So these are all very much the same. She did New Zealand. So here you go. Focus, you freak. Very soft. But the backgrounds are really cool. So, yep. That was Dawn P. And this, again, was her first ATC swap. So well done, Dawn. I'm really glad you played with us. And this is Jetta. She's here today, and she had put hers in a plastic sleeve, but I took them out. And they're all different, so you'll just have to pay attention to whichever one you get. They're fun to look at again. I mean, I'll look at them again when I do the swap. or swap them out. Look at the little kangaroo with a little koala in its pocket. Czechoslovakia. Sometimes I can't tell if there's two. Yeah, see, that was two. That one's really pretty. They're all pretty. They're all way cool. So much fun to get your mail when you're doing a swap. I have to say, you guys. I think my mailman doesn't like me, but he obviously doesn't know that I really don't care. And this is Laverne Hodges. She did England, all different. Netherlands, Texas, Netherlands. Amazing, you guys. Everyone. I love looking at all of them. I probably will keep this one because of the queen. I'm just saying, if it's got the queen on it, I'm probably going to keep it. Now, if I could just have one of the queen's crowns, my life would be set. Okay, and this is Lady Jan. And these were actual photos that she took on her trip to Florence, Italy a few years ago. And she told us in chat on that day, and it may say on the back. Okay, it was autumn of 2015, so that's been a while ago. But yeah, these are her actual photos from Italy. So she just did this to make us all jealous. Jan does have some amazing photos, amazing stories. Jan is just an interesting woman. I will say that for Jan. Okay, I think we're about halfway through, you guys. This one is our favorite. Bossy Butt. And she did collage. Ireland, Paris, Sydney, Empire State Building, New Zealand. And you did this on stream, if I remember right. You didn't make the cards on stream, but didn't you do? There's another pack in here too. Didn't you do some of the transfers? Yes. She sent a bunch. So I'll show them too. But these were the transfers that she did on stream. So, and that's a transfer on the jelly print, and then the backgrounds are jelly printed. So, and then she sent the cards as well. So I really appreciate those who send extras. It makes the swap a lot easier, I have to say. What? I used your mom's old travel guidebooks. Yes. That's what I thought, Bossy. I remembered seeing you. Well, when I started showing the actual these, it was like, wait a minute, those were transfers. I saw them. Okay, cool. You're the best, Bossy. Thanks. I'm glad you played with us. And then she sent me some of her marble paper, which is still in the envelope. I don't separate anything until I do the swap. So all the cool stuff that you guys send me, I don't get to actually mess with it or play with it until the whole thing is done. Yeah, very intricate, some of them. This is from Marguerite, who is from beautiful British Columbia, in case you didn't know. I think it's cute how every time she walks in a room or a chat, she says, hello from beautiful British Columbia. And I've been to British Columbia several times, and I have to agree with her. British Columbia is beautiful. These are all stuck together. And they're all pretty much the same. From Paris. so I won't have to flip through these. Well done, Marguerite. The backgrounds are really pretty. Nice. And I think they're sticking because of this textured back side of them, but I'll get them apart. Have no fear. Like there's a big box on the floor that I'm pulling these out of, and this is from Zealy. These are really cute. Mount Rushmore, Sydney Opera House, the Great Pyramids. I love these girls. Not sure. Middle East somewhere. I've done the, this is from South America or Central America, not sure which. Colosseum. This is Brazil. Rio de Janeiro. Look at the girls. They're so dang cute. Easter Island. And the Eiffel Tower. Well done, Zealy. Aren't you excited to get them in the mail, you guys? I will not dawdle. I will get these swapped out no later than Wednesday and in the mail by Thursday. So those of you in the States should be getting yours probably mid to late next week. If you're international, I don't even know what to say to you. Hi, Peggy. Hi, other Janet. And these, I think all of them were Ireland. And they're all, well, no, there's London. Never mind. Shut my mouth. Egypt, Scotland, Japan, Netherlands. So obviously each one done individually. And these she drew, Paris. And this is Kathleen. Did I say that? Isle of Man and Iceland. So cute. I know. See, that's how I am. Y'all be happy with any that you get because all of them are so well done and all of them so different, you know? That's what makes them so cool. And this is from that Terry Brett. Oh my gosh. If you don't follow Terry Brett on IG, all I can say to you is, what are you waiting for? If you go over there for nothing other than Dee Dee's prompts, the stuff that she does with Dee Dee's prompts, yeah, there's something wrong with you. All right, hang on. There's lots of stuff in here that I'm trying to separate out. All right, here, I think I got to the cards. Oh, I should have taken them out of the bags. She packed them all up really good. Hi, Sharon. I said hi earlier. Sorry. All right, hang on. And she sent extras too, I'm almost sure. Because there's 2 packages in here. All right, let's flip through real quick. Africa, Peru, Thailand, Canada. And these, some of these ephemera in the background, Terry and I obviously have the same global travel book because some of these images I've actually used in my passport journal. Brazil, United States, Paris, Australia. I love this Australia one. Japan, India, another Japan, Egypt, the Queen. Oh, this is mine. Greece, and I'm not sure. Well done, Terry. Well done. I'm going to throw this. Yeah, she did. She put the extras in a separate pack, but I'm just going to put them all together because they're all equally desirable. Gonna make it a little easy for myself. They're awesome. Okay. This is CB. I don't even have to look at the name. I can tell by the envelope. She sent me a bunch of extra stuff too. Thank you again. And they're coming out of the package. And I think she sent extras too. So there will be plenty of cards, you guys. So you're going to really clean up, and you can thank your fellow Fibs for that. And she did Ukraine. And they feel good. Maybe she didn't send extra. Maybe it's just that they're thick. Love them, CB. So, awesome. Yeah, CB's work is always well done. I'm a little disappointed that she didn't draw those girls on them, but I guess I can't have everything, huh? And this is from Chris Bernadette, and we know her as Crafty Chris. Hi, Tina. Just thick. I thought you said not to send extras. Well, CB, when did you ever start listening to an instruction? Anywhere, anytime, when? Explain that to me. Tell me when you thought the rules applied to you. I'm just kidding you. I said you guys didn't have to. And again, this is Crafty Chris. I love the papers in the background. Very cool. I knew you'd come back with something, CB. I love everybody's. Wait a minute. Joyce, I don't know how long I've had yours, but here are your cards, and I know I showed them. So, sorry, Joyce Boring. I told her she didn't have, I kept expecting them any day, but they've been here for a while. So, sorry. Here's Joyce Boring's. I'll flip through them all. They're all Tennessee. They were the 16th state, and the state flower is the iris. The state animal is the raccoon. Home of country music. I just said that. It's not on the card. I just made that up. I've shown them before, Joyce. I get so many, I can't remember all of them. I'm sorry. State capital, obviously, is Nashville. There's a little map of Tennessee in the background. So at least they got here. You can quit fretting, okay? Take a memory pill. Yeah, right. The state tree is the tulip poplar. I remember showing these before, so. And the state butterfly is the zebra swallowtail. Do you guys remember seeing those? I know I showed them before. They probably were on a day where I had a ton to show. I'm just glad they're here, so Joyce doesn't have to worry anymore. And now I have your address, Joyce. You don't have mine, but I have yours. No, Dee Dee gave it to me. We got that whole thing squared away, so. No worries. This is Beth Webb. Now, hers I do remember as being one of the first I got. And you guys package stuff like you wouldn't believe. Okay, now these are, okay, hang on. I'll just show them all. They're all different. I love the Queen, United Kingdom. Queen's looking bad. Badass. Outer space. I expected Dee Dee to do outer space. Ireland. Uh-oh, now that one doesn't have a backer on it, so I'll have to put a name on that. If you get one without a name, I'm sorry. I do check them, I really do, but Australia, I guess I'll have to check each one. Frida, gotta be Mexico. So that one I've definitely got to put a backer on, or at least write her name on it. Yeah, I like the images too, Peggy. They're all so awesome. Another thing is, like, if we have multiple people with the same name, that really wrecks me. And I haven't goofed anything up yet, but there's still time because I've got a few left. This is from Joanne Newman, and I showed all the stuff she sent. She sent a bunch of stuff in hers, and that's how we ended up with the Chicken Conspiracy Journal, which I'm going to show here in just a minute. So here's her ATCs, and she also sent hers in a plastic sleeve, which you didn't have to do. Okay, hers have her name on them. Fly me to the moon. So cute. Saskatchewan. Joanne's images are always so good. And she sent me a bunch of really cool stuff, and I appreciate it. Australia, I love that one. And that's Canada with the moose and the geese. Look at this one. Easter Island, you get chicks and bunnies. Egypt. Oh, no, not another queen. Now I'm going to have a hard time. And that's Canada as well. Nice, Joyce. All right, this one is from Tina in Sweden. She sent me a bunch of stuff, cartoons and stuff with Swedish writing on it. It was really cute. Hi, Keeks. I already showed your cards again. And hers are all about Sweden. And they do have backers on them, so I'll flip through them really quick. And I think a couple of them are stuck together, so I'll have to undo them before I get them in the mail. But yeah, hers were all about Sweden. Sweden has 25 provinces, and each of them has an animal and a flower. So she did one for each of the provinces, or some of the provinces anyway. Meant to say Joanne. What did I say? Don't tell me. I don't need to know. So I'm digging through all this stuff. Thanks for the extras, Tina. And this one is from, and it's at the back only because it was a big fat boy envelope because we've got multiples in here. I'll show Denise's first. And we watched Denise do some of these on stream. So she did Peru. And Denise will get an entry back just like everybody else. I think you did too, Kathleen. I don't remember, but yeah. So these are Denise Fields. And I'm pretty certain Dee Dee can confirm in chat, but I think this is the first time Denise has participated in a swap. Denise. Yeah. What did I say? Is my brain going haywire here, you guys? And again, she has the same book I have because I have some of this ephemera in my global travel book. For never having done this, I have to say, you guys who are doing this for the first time, have really, really excelled. Oh, hers are double-sided. Oh, that's right. Yeah, and she did put her name on them. I do remember. And it's funny that washi tape up there, I actually sent to her. So the washi tape came home to me. Okay, so she did do both sides. Cool, Denise. Overachiever. Ooh, I like that. I feel like there's two stuck here. There's not. Nice. Well done, Denise. Yep, first time. And I think for Boo, too. Boo is Samantha, Dee Dee's granddaughter. Okay, and there's two envelopes. This is Dee Dee's, and this is Boo's. Okay. These are Dee Dee's. Here we have another overachiever. Dee Dee did. So if you get Dee Dee's, the door will be shut when you get it, but you can open them up and interact with them. I'm not going to open all the doors because you guys saw her make some of these on stream. But yeah, she did Egypt as well. So I think her backs are all pretty much consistent. And then the doors, the interactive doors on the front with a hieroglyph and Egypt stuff. Hi, Annette. So, as usual, Dee Dee's sitting over there overachieving as usual. Now I'm just throwing stuff on the floor. Thanks for your help. Well, for organizing this, Dee Dee. All right, hang on. Gotta get them all back in their perfect little envelopes here. And then one day when Boo was at Dee Dee's house, Dee Dee had Boo work on some of them for us. And since I have so many, Boo is gonna get a sheet of her own as well. So these were fun to watch. And keep in mind, Boo does not do mixed media like we do. So these are amazing. And Dee Dee put her name on them. And I can't believe she would steal Boo's work like that. But there you have it. Right there. Proof on camera. I hope Boo had fun doing them. But Dee Dee said, no, you don't have to include Boo. And it's like, of course I'm going to include Boo. Are you kidding me? Why would I gyp Boo out of her return ATCs when she participated? You just wouldn't put her name on it. You just go around stealing her stuff. And this is Kimberly, 557, from the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And hers are all pretty much the same, just different photos on them. And if you've never been to the Outer Banks are amazing. Anybody would love to live there. It's kind of like South Padre Island. It's a sandbar that people live on, and there's ocean on either side of you. Well, one side they call the Sound, and then the other side is the ocean, and it's just gorgeous. You have been there? Yeah, the Outer Banks are an awesome place to be. Robert's daughter lives out there, and we helped her move. Thanks for playing, Kimberly. And this is Tiana Jameson. Looks like she sent extras as well. Yes, she did. And we know Tiana as Stargazer. So she sent extras as well. And I was amazed at, again, her collage material, that it's all so well sized for the card. Everything just goes together so well. Mickey Mouse. Been to California as well. I don't think California is the same as it was when I went. It's really a mess now, but and then these are the UFO ones, which I love these. I absolutely love these. And this week I've been researching for the Conspiracy Journal about extraterrestrials. So every one of these belong on the page that I'm going to be working on next. Look at that. Look at the hair on those ETs. So thanks for sending extras, Stargazer. So cool. So very cool. All right, I think there's only 1 or 2 left. Well, maybe I'm lying. Here, I'll pull the rest of them out. I think there's about 5 left. Unless I get some in the mail today, and I'll have to go check before I end the stream. This was Stephen Felton, and he sent me that cool paper. Hang on, I'm looking in here trying to find his cards. Here we go. These I thought were so cute because he put them, let me get them out of their sleeve. He put his cards in this little passport cover, and they're all pretty much the same. But the card is separate from the little passport sleeve, but I love the little passport sleeve so much. But the cards inside are all pretty much the same, so I just thought they were so cute and well done. So, Stefan, thank you for playing with us. Tickles me to death, and then he put them in this little sleeve, and I don't want to put them back because I'll just be fighting that again here on Wednesday. So awesomely cool. I'll have to count these and see, but we had awesome participation, you guys. Awesome. So thanks to each and every one of you. You can always come back and watch the replay, Tina. And these are from Jennifer Dill. Zengen. I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, Zengen. Excuse me. And this is, she did India, obviously. Their national bird is a peacock. So well done, Jen. Very cool. I got a catch in my voice here. Let me get something to drink. Yeah, Tina, you have to see the Conspiracy Journal. It's coming up next. Well, no, I have one other thing I got to show. And this is from Jennifer McKinnon. And these, they're all the same, so I'll only show the one of them. But she did Belize, and she did raised lettering on it. They feel really cool. So if you get one of these in your plastic sleeve, take it out and feel it because it feels really cool. Yeah, very cool, Jennifer. And this is Goldie. And these were really cute. I showed these just, I don't know, not very long ago because they're one of the newer ones I received. But these are the chicken ones. I really don't want to give these away. I'm going to, but I don't want to. But she did all the little chickens. And then be sure if you get Jennifer's that you check the back out because she has a whole story. She named the chickens, gave them an address, and a little bit of the about me about each of the chickens. So, and I did read them on when I showed them the first time, but they're just so dang cute. They're so cute. A whole chicken world going on over here. And some of the chickens escaped and started doing conspiracy theory research. And she sent me that cool page out of Harper's Bazaar, too. And it smells good. Whatever she was working around or whatever stink she got on those cards, I don't know, but they smell really good. And then this one is from Miriam, all the way from Israel. These I thought were really clever as well. She did Antland Republic. And she drew and painted each one of these little ants. And he's heading to under the sink. And they're just so adorable. This guy's heading to the breadcrumbs kitchen table. Aren't they adorable? These I almost want to take a photocopy of just so I can see the little ant faces. They're so cute. Miriam is a hoot. I agree. But these little ants, what? I mean, that's just a different level, you know? I just love the ants. I would buy a book of those ant faces, Miriam. Did you hear that, Miriam? I said I would buy a book. So I think that, in fact, was the last one in the box. Let me double check. Yes, indeed, that was the very last one. So for those of you who participated, you will get at least 9 of those, and my guess is 10 or more. I think everybody's going to get at least 10. So be sure and look on the back of your plastic sleeve to make sure and you see them all and you don't get tricked. Now I can put all the rest of the ones I showed today in there. And then we'll check the mail one more time before I end today. This box is overflowing, man. Okay, and then one other piece of mail. I got a box last Wednesday. It was a big box. And got into it. Let me pull the camera out. And there was this book in there on Mary Engelbreit and a really nice note from Barb Owen. She made the card, which is very cool. I'm not sure how she wove that because it's cut in curved strips. I don't know how she wove that, but it worked out perfect. You're welcome, Jetta. Great job, everyone. Exactly. Thanks for participating with us. And there was a nice note inside. Says she won't load me up with any more of your stuff, of her stuff. Barb is cleaning out one house and moving into another house since she got married. And so she's having to downsize quite a bit. And so she knows, she did weave it on her live stream. I'm going to have to go back and look. But she knows that I love Mary Engelbreit. And so she wanted to pass the book on to me. And that, I mean, it's just so thoughtful that she would be going through all this stuff. And I know she's a little bit overwhelmed, isn't everybody? Hi, Starla. But she sent me this Mary Engelbreit book. And then inside is tucked a bunch of Mary Engelbreit stuff. This is a second copy of the book for me. And I honestly wish postage was such that I could pass it on to one of you. But I know what Barb paid to send the box here. And I went and looked up this book. And you can buy it used inexpensively. More than or less than it would cost me to send this out. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know if I should cut it up and use it for a collage. I would feel horrible doing it, but I can't send it on. So if somebody comes to my house, they can have it. She cuts the strips with a rotary cutter on a live stream not long ago. Okay, I'm going to go check it out. I miss a lot of Barb's lives because I can't get there like I used to all the time. But I love Barb. I mean, I love her art, and I love Barb. And then in the box also was, and I can't get my camera out far enough so that you guys can see, but this is Oh, and in the front of the book. Hang on, hang on. This is Celeste. This is one of Mary Engelbright's most famous characters and appears, it looks like Mary Engelbright, but her name is Celeste, and there were 500 of these dolls made, and Barb obviously has had it for a long time, and she sent me this one. She sent me one of the dolls. I know. I was about in tears, honestly. Yeah, she comes on Monday evenings and Fridays at, I believe it's 2 Eastern. It's 1 o'clock my time. So she'll go in my kids' room and hang out on the bed. But Barb, this was so kind and so generous of you to send it to me. And I love it. I do. I love everything Mary Engelbright. So, yeah, I feel very blessed that Barb thought of me and was willing to send it to me. So, me and Celeste will be new BFFs. I'm sure Celeste is a much nicer person than me, so she has some training to go through. But I'm pretty sure she can handle it. I'm pretty sure. So, Barb, thank you. Thank you so much. And she comes with a little certificate of authenticity. And this Celeste is number 272 of 500. So, yeah. Dorothy, you're lagged again. Well, you won't hear that until you catch up, so never mind. But you're lagged. So, Barb, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I did call Barb, and we talked on the phone, and I got all caught up in her life. And I have to say, Barb is a strong woman, very strong woman. She's carrying on and doing really well. So there's that. And now you can ask me anything. I'm going to put on my hat and show you the conspiracy journal. I have to say, this has been really fun for me, you guys. And I have not gone back and worked in the passport journal since I started this one. I have not given up on it. But right now I'm enthralled with the new bright shiny object over here. Not the hat. Well, I love the hat. But yeah, that's what you said, Dorothy. You're lagged. But for those of you who haven't been around the last 2-3 weeks, I started the Conspiracy Chronicles. And I'm blaming this whole thing on Joanne Newman, because Joanne sent me all that cool art in her ATC package. And that's when I started the Conspiracy Chicken Chronicles. And this is the moon landing. And I'm not going to read the ones that I've shown. The chickens are to blame, yeah. These chickens are just so priceless. And I think Dee Dee started actually the chicken conspiracy thing. And now it's just, I'm so glad you sent them too, Joanne. So glad. So, okay, Robert just brought in the mail. So let's see if we got any more. Oh, this is, oh my God. See, this is all my neighbor's mail. Did you check our mail?
I'll check it, but I don't think we had it.
Yeah, check it. Yeah, there's somebody else's mail. This is on a whole different road than mine. Ugh. There you go. Somebody else's mail again. Anyway, yeah, I'm so glad you sent them too, Joanne. This has been so much fun. Anyway, for those of you who know anything about conspiracies, the moon landing is still to this day a big old conspiracy about whether or not we really landed on the moon. And my conclusion was they just couldn't keep all those people's mouths shut. You get the wrong mail too, CV? Yeah. And we've been getting different mail carriers like every day. Saturday, we didn't get our mail until like 4 in the afternoon. Today, it's here like 1. So who knows? And then I did Bigfoot. Of course, Bigfoot has been around forever. And I guess the way I ended up feeling about Bigfoot was that there have been so many sightings. I just don't think it can be a hoax, that there's something out there. I don't know what kind of numbers we're talking about, but it's a worldwide thing. You know, like people all over the world talk about seeing these big creatures that look like apes. And I don't know. I don't know. But I've shown this one before. And then this is the one that I just finished. So I'll go ahead and read this one. I don't know how many of you have heard about the flat earthers. If you're on IG, you almost have to have heard about people who believe that the earth is flat. And I'll just read what I have, because you're going to have to deal with the research, because a lot of this stuff I didn't know much about. No mail for us. Oh, wait.
This is to you.
Oh, well, it's junk, so I don't care about that. Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right, no more cards today, so unless they come tomorrow, you're SOL. But anyway, let me just read my little research and synopsis here. The idea of a spherical Earth began in the 3rd century BC. A fringe society founded in the 1950s emerged with the belief that the Earth is a flat disk, with the Arctic Circle being in the very center, and then all the land masses splayed out around it. Antarctica is, in their flat Earth idea, is a frozen wall all around the edge of the flat Earth, which is a circle with a dome, and they call that the firmament, over it. And that some of these flat earthers believe that the ice that we call Antarctica and is at the edge of their flat Earth may extend infinitely, like it could just go on forever. Surveys suggest that a small but not insignificant portion of the population believes that the Earth is flat. Polls in the U.S. show 10 to 11%, more common among millennials, and one expert attributes that to distrust in experts and the mainstream media, which I believe that a lot of people are losing faith in the people who give us information. But yeah, flat Earth. So the pros, the people who are pro flat Earth, use interpretations of the Bible, and they did all the passages. I didn't write them down, but describing the Earth as a plane or having 4 corners as literal descriptions of the Earth. And that would be one of their strongest arguments for why the Earth is flat. Other people say personal observations, because wherever you appear on the Earth, the horizon always appears flat with no observable curvature, using examples of photos of skylines in the distance over large bodies of water. That if the Earth was curved, you wouldn't be able to see that city across, say, one of the Great Lakes. That gravity is an illusion, and objects fall because they are denser than the surrounding air. Others propose that the flat Earth disk is constantly accelerating upwards. So we would always be moving upwards, and that's why things fall. No, I missed that, Tina. There's only so much time I can dedicate to this. And then part of their belief is on this flat disk that we're on, somewhere splayed out, that the sun and moon are actually circling around the Earth like this rather than like this, like we all believe. Well, I say that. Some of you maybe believe it flat Earth. It is, Peggy. Everything is a conspiracy. We can always argue our way out of it. But anyway, the sun and moon circle above the disk, explaining day and night. And they use stars as another argument, and I just didn't go into that. And another one of their arguments is that water always finds its level, reasoning that large bodies of water would have to curve. and the curvature would not allow this, or that the water would be splashing all over the place because it's spinning, you know, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a geophysicist. What am I going to do? And then those of us, I shouldn't include myself because I'm trying to remain unbiased, but I have to say, it's hard for me to buy into the flat earth theory. It is. I'm sorry. It's just hard for me to believe it. But the cons, the arguments against a flat earth, is their argument about the Bible is that it's not a scientific text and is up for interpretation, as we all know, as there's so many versions of the Bible, right? There are several references in the Bible to a circular earth or a circular horizon. So, I mean, if you have an argument from the Bible against or for a flat earth, there are plenty of arguments saying you're interpreting that wrong. Another thing that we have to discount flat earth is NASA's image library, where photos are showing the earth from the International Space Station, and it's not just the United States that have pictures. You know, Japan, Russia, China also have photos that show the earth as a globe, that show the curvature very clearly. And I'm sure that they would come back with, well, you know, you can create anything digitally in this day and age, but these photos have been around since before a lot of the technology we have today. So, you know, their arguments, and literally, you guys, I go out and I read the arguments. I watch the people who go to these conventions, flat earth conventions and stuff like that, and I watch them giving their arguments. I called Dee Dee and I was just like, I can barely do this. I mean, I'm yelling at my computer. Are you people stupid? And maybe this isn't good for me. The firmament separates the water in space from Earth. Space is water. That's why there are bubbles in some of the space pics. Is that what they believe, Tina? Tina, are you a flat earther? And just from observation, that if you're like at a pier or something and you're watching a ship sail away from you, the bottom will always disappear first, leaving the mass, which says it's following the curvature of the earth. Yeah. And the Earth's shadow during the lunar eclipse is circular, or is curved. And gravity. I mean, I don't know when Isaac Newton came up with the theory of relativity and all that, but gravity, if you know anything, always pulls matter toward a central point, equally from all points. And you can prove that by putting water in a pail and swinging it above your head. The water won't come out. But anyway, that's centrifugal force, but whatever, that's a whole nother deal. But anyway, it pulls it towards a central point equally from all points. In essence, the earth is a sphere because of gravity, and that could also explain why the water doesn't just splash out all over the place. And then if you look at the stars in the solar system, and I didn't do a conclusion on this one because I don't know where I would have started. So I just wrote for conclusion, holy crap, go look it up. Because this one was, I think of all the conspiracies, this may be, in my opinion, the most crazy. Sorry. But yeah, it doesn't discount the fact that I liked going and looking at the videos and listening to the arguments. And, you know, some of these people seem to be so convincing. They're so convincing, they've convinced themselves. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. So go take a walk, Peggy. In 1687, the law of universal gravitation was published. Well, thank you for that, Tina. The water doesn't come out, but you put your back out. Isn't that true, Jetta? So anyway, and then the next one, I've got a little bit already done on it, but the next one up is Area 51, and I'm going to include Roswell on that as well, because they're kind of dealing with the same subject matter. And I'm not sure that there's enough to Roswell to put together a whole big page on it. So I'm trying to go at this as the ones that I hear about a lot or have been confronted with through the years. Um, and so the whole Roswell Area 51, if you're not from the States and don't know about it, Area 51 is a Air Force base in Nevada where the United States government does a lot of testing for their military aircraft and stuff like that. And now, because it is so secret and there's no roads in or anything like that, um, I mean, it becomes ripe for a conspiracy because what are they doing in there, you know? And the thing is, I think you have to go into it recognizing that any government, whether it's the United States, and I know we get bashed a lot, but any government that is doing any kind of experimental aircraft or weaponry or something like that needs a space out of the public, right? Where they can go do their top secret crap, steal a bunch of money, do stuff that fails, and not have to tell anybody about it. So I understand the need for an Area 51. I don't know. That's another good question, Kathleen. But anyway, so that's what Area 51 is. And, you know, maybe if you're not from the United States, you've never heard of Area 51 and all the secret crap that goes on there. But then you get people who have some connection to an area, whether it's Roswell, whether it's Area 51, whatever, that start being whistleblowers, I guess you would call them. And they come out and talk about things that they might have seen there. So that's why a lot of the conspiracies get started, you know? And so a lot of times I think you end up believing something from one person's retelling of what they saw or experienced there. But yeah, Area 51 though does have quite a few whistleblowers. I will say that for them. Isn't that the truth? We have a lot of crap in this country. But anyway, all right, now I've wasted an hour and a half of your time. Thanks for letting me do that. And now I'm going to do a project, but you guys get to decide what I'm going to do. I got out some time back. It's been a long time. Dee Dee sent me the Birds in the Forest book. I don't know what is wrong with my voice today. And I thought, well, I could get this out and color in it. And what I've done is turned the pages into kind of like snark. Dee Dee went through this book when she got it, and the fibs all contributed sayings about that page. Are ghosts just aliens in costumes? They could be. Hey Z, I showed your very cool cards today, and thanks for sending so many. They were so good. So I could do a color book page in here. Bite me. I don't know how to put this nicely, so I won't. To save time, let's just assume I know everything. All I know is one of us is right and the other one is you. Did I read the back? No, let me go check. So I could pick a page out of here and color out of this. I could watercolor, which I haven't done this in a long time, but I loved this book so much. I'm going to check in just a minute, Z. The Art for Joy's Sake. And this is like a watercolor coloring book. And I've done an awful lot in here. And there have been some things that I've wanted to finish. I've always wanted to go in and put in some detail on all these pages. So I could paint a new one. I could go in and work on detail. Whatever you guys want. Okay, so that's an idea. Or I could watercolor in, just pick one of these out of this watercolor coloring book kind of thing and just play with some watercolors. So you guys tell me what you want. Or Art Salute Beginner, the the woman that does the geometric watercolors that I've done a ton of, and Terry Brett does them. Terry has convinced me to go ahead.
I want to know what you think
Shut
about
up.
this in the comments below when it comes to working at home.
Would he shut up? I don't want to hear him. Anyway, she does this geometric doodle watercolor, and she's doing a June challenge, and she's got a bunch of examples on here, and she's calling it Back to the Basics, I believe. And so if you want, I could do my first submission for this. Thank you, Kat. But this time, the thing she's done different is she's given you the color palettes. This blue palette I love, and I love the purple palette. And I'm not a purple person, so I'm prepared to do one of those if you guys want. Color in the Bird Book. So tell me which one you want while I look up Xander's. You can be thinking about it and putting it in chat while I look at the back of Xander's cards. Make sure I didn't miss something really, really important. Let me move Celeste. She's in my way, and I'm going to knock her on the floor. I'm going to have a mess to clean up. Holy crap. I merely asked if she'd heard about the challenge. Terry. All right. Here's the back of, I'm sorry, Z. I'm glad you came in and is doing my job for me. Okay. Pavlopetri is the submerged city of Pavlopetri. Greek, she put that in there. I don't know that. Is found in Vatika Bay, off the coast of southern Laconia in, Z, you're just setting me up to look stupid. Laconia in Peloponnese, Greece. It's about 5,000 years old, making it the oldest submerged city known in the world. Z, you're making us all smarter. You go, girl. And I actually saw on IG, because I've been doing this conspiracy thing, I get the craziest stuff in my feed now, where I don't remember where it was, but somebody claims, and it wasn't just one person, it was several people claimed to have seen a real life mermaid. There's these cards. That's what the Pavlopetri, I'm thinking. They were so cool, Z, and you sent a ton of them, and I can't believe you watercolored and fussy cut all those mermaids. So anyway, did you guys tell me what you want? Martha's saying Bird Book. Art Salute Beginner, yeah. Is that the one you're voting for, Terry? Do the Back to Basics. Back to Basics what? What's Back to Basics? Okay, bye, Tina. Detailing the watercolors. CD saying the last one, which would be the Color in the Bird Book. I don't really care. Art for Joy. Okay, that was just a link. So I didn't see how many. Detailing the watercolors. That's all right. Bird, okay. Thanks for sharing. Back to Basics. Ruth, I'm not sure that I'm following what you're recommending. Or Z is in on the conspiracies. You think, Dee Dee? I think she might be. Yours is the only one with a crown. Yeah, you had it separate. Z, I saw that. Okay, mermaids exist in all cultures and folklores. You did miss it here. Hi, Cat and Paste. Here, I'll show you the newest page. And I did read about it. The Flat Earthers if you want to lose your mind, back to basics is the pattern challenge. Okay, all right. Watercolors, I would have called The Exorcist the challenge. Okay, it sounds like whatever I don't do today, I'll do next week. Back to base. It came out of your mouth. Listen to Ruth, man. She's over in chat just yelling at me. Came out of your mouth. God, pay attention to yourself. Hi, Nanamo. All right. Well, we can do the back to basics challenge. I'm good with that. I've got to get one done this week, no matter what. And then whatever I don't do today, I can do next Monday. And next Monday, Dee Dee won't be on her stream. So I don't know what y'all are going to do in the morning. If you're like me, you're going to sit around and pout for like 3 hours, because that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to sit around and pout for 3 hours. And then I'm going to be on at my normal time. I may not be as mean and ornery, but that's what I'm going to do. Those monkeys. I know, Raul. You can thank Joanne Newman for the monkeys and their butts and the chickens. I know I'll miss Dee Dee. My Monday morning will be all goofed up. The only thing is, I might sleep in a little bit. Hi, Butterfly. Where to find the back to basics, Jetta? On Instagram, the artist name is Art Salute Beginner. Dee Dee or Terry can put it into chat. But it's Art Salute _ Beginner. Her name is Louise Browning, and she's been doing this kind of art for quite a while. And I think it's her 3rd or 4th post in. She talks about the Back to Basics challenge, and I'm trying to find the one where she's got like 13 attachments. But from what I understood, it's like some of her early, just real basic patterns, and they're all pretty much consistent. They, oh, I don't want music. Oh, come on, stop it. Okay. Like let me see if I can get my camera to work with me here. But she started out real basic with like 4 panels, and then within that, drawing the circles and then doodling on top of them. And what I like this time is, thank you, Kat, is that she's given you color palettes to work with as well. So that's kind of fun. Like this one is kind of fun. It's orange, purple, raspberry, and blue. That is a color palette that I would never choose. So, yeah, and she says you can make up your own layout. You can copy hers. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy hers pretty much exactly. So, for example, if I decide to do the blue one, I'm going to lay it out just like hers. I'm going to try and recreate her art just as shown. So, yeah. This is also another really weird color palette, and this is not showing good, but you can go over on IG and see it yourself. Orange and blue, which are complementary colors, which always will look good together. But then she added like a light blue and a turquoise. So, yeah, she's got some really interesting color palettes. And it's not a challenge. All you have to do is do it yourself and then post it, and then use the hashtag Windows to the World, I believe, is, just go read about it. So, okay, let's pick one. Let's pick, you want to start with, the first one was yellow, orange, brown, and beige, which that is kind of an unusual one. So you want to start with that one. I'm pretty sure, nope, that's not the first one. No, this was the yellow one. Sunshine, mustard, flaxen, and cream. Come on at Dee Dee's time next Monday. I'm not ready to do anything at that time of day, Christina. I'm going to come on at my regular. Okay, Terry just put it in chat. Thank you, Terry. Windows to the World Challenge. And so then if you just look for that hashtag, everybody who does a submission will be there. Yeah, I do like blue. When I was looking through it, my first choice was to do this one. So it's kind of a medium blue, indigo, light blue, and a blue gray. Let's do that one. The layout isn't that hard to figure out. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels. So I just cut out some paper beforehand, and I cut it out 6 by 6, and I thought it would be fun, and I won't do it on stream because I don't have that much time today, but I thought I would do 2 little baby ones the same, and do those for giveaway. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to end up with one panel that's 2/3. So let me get, I think I'll do the edges, the edge at 1.5, and half of 6 is going to be 3. So I'm going to end up with 2/3 for one panel, and the space in between each of the panels, I think I'm going to do that 1/8 of an inch. So I've got 2/3 going that way. And you can do these any way you want. I just make it up as I go along. But I do try and do it so that it's somewhat balanced, you know. Know what I mean? Chili bean? And I can't remember who at Dee Dee's this morning was asking me about granulating paints. And I said, yes, I had some. And so I thought if I was just going to watercolor today that I would use the Kuretake granulating. I'll save those for next week because I haven't only played with them like twice since I got them. I do like them. They're just funky colors is all. So, yeah. And I love that that wooden thing that Dee Dee showed on her stream this morning that she got for me at Blix, which is always so thoughtful. Well, Saturday when her and Buddy were out running around, she sent me a photo of it. And she said, look what I got at Bix. And I wrote her back. I'll read you the comments because it was really funny. They really made me laugh. Hang on. And I've laughed so many times. Yeah. She sent me a picture of it and she said, what I read was, had to get this at Blix is what I read. And I wrote her back and I said, it's a measuring device. You don't use those. It is cool though. And she said, anything with a ruler, you know you need. And I wrote her back and I said, is that for me? You should keep it and just taunt me endlessly. That's what I would do. She said, girl, didn't you read? I got this for you. I missed the you. Sorry, I was more interested in the measuring aspect than the ants. Apparently, when I see a ruler, my brain just succumbs to the fascination and doesn't work properly. So when she sent it to me, I didn't know. But what cracked me up was when she said that, I was just like, that's a measuring device. You don't use those. I don't even know why she puts up with me. Honest to God, I don't know why. But I sure am glad she does. Crack me up. That's a measuring device. You don't use those. I know. It's so funny. Half the times, if you guys could read. And I've got a neighbor next door that's really funny too. Oh, she sent me a text the other day. I won't read it to you, but she said, get ready for some videos I'm going to send you. And so next thing came across was a container with like 4 apples in it. You know, the like a not the real red ones and not the granny ones, but you know what kind of apples. But anyway, she said, these have been in my refrigerator since May 23rd, 2023. They had been in her refrigerator for 2 years. She said, I'm going to take them outside and I'm going to cut them up. You guys, these apples lasted 2 years. When she cut them into them and you looked at it, they looked perfect, except there were no seeds. Hi, Mark. And when she cut them up, and she took a video of cutting them up, nothing wrong with them. She said they smelled perfect. There was no, you know, like decay odor or anything. Isn't that weird? But yeah, she sends me some hysterical. All right, is that right? That's the 1/3. Put it this way, goofball. No, it's this way. Sorry. Don't mind me. I have no clue what I'm doing over here. All right, so we'll do 2. I think I'm going to do this one 2 inches. And then 4 inches. So they're not going to be exact, but it'll be good enough. When it's all done, you won't know the difference anyway. Judy and Janet have rebooted yet again to see if this helps with the lag. Dorothy, I don't know why you lag so bad during live streams. It's weird. I have to say, it is weird that you lag like that. Because you were really lagged at Dee Dee's this morning as well. Maybe it's your internet is just slow. I don't know. And I'm trying to do mine much like Louise. You think it's because you're so far away? That is a cuckoo thing, Dorothy. A really cuckoo thing. All right, this one I'm going to go ahead and break up the same way. And then I already did the 4. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not sure that it has anything to do with distance, Dorothy. But you just go ahead and believe that, all right? It'll be our little secret. The best part about doing these is you get to get your cool compass out. Baby, baby. This is kind of like hers. I don't think she did exactly 2/3, but who cares? It'll still look cool because of the colors. All right, yeah, and then 2 panels here. That'll be good enough. Terry, are you painting along? Or have you just given up on me? I wouldn't be surprised if Terry just gives up on me. Like Dee Dee, just throw your hands up and say, you have gotten on my very last nerve, girl. Like, okay. Send me to bed without dinner. I'm good. We're having some beautiful weather here. Oh man, is it nice. Okay, there's the basic layout that I'm going to go with. This is too tidy. You're drawing along. Good girl, Terry. That's what I love about you. You're always game. Now I'm going to get out my cool compass that my friend Dee Dee got me. It fits a pen perfectly in it, and I haven't wrecked it yet, which is the best part, is that I haven't wrecked it yet. But give me time. Oops. Oh, this acts like this pen isn't going to want to go in there. What did I use the last time? I could have sworn it was this pen. I haven't wrecked it yet as I proceed to wreck it. Okay. That'll work. Thank you, Ellen. All right, I got it screwed down. Don't screw it down. You've got to screw it down a little bit, but you can't screw it down a lot. That's how I strip the screws. I have to look. You'll try anything. You sure will, Terry. That's what's cool about you. All right, so she's got one circle that looks like it goes this whole area in here. So let's I'm going to move it down a little bit so I get more down here in this corner. But, oops, I don't want it going off the page. Okay, that looks like a pretty good place. And I don't worry about drawing in the, if you're going to keep your margins white, you're going to have to be careful not drawing in the borders. But I'm going to do mine black, so I don't really care. I like the black. Okay, and then she's got another one here, and it's about the same size circle, and it's going off the edge over here, so let's move it over a little bit here. Oops, now I'm stuck because I just wrote on the paper, so we're going with that. And it looks like it's going to be fine, fine, fine. She only has the 2 circles on this one, so I'll change my compass now and do the borders of the circles. Now on this one, she has not done her circles in gold. I might have to do mine in gold. I like the gold circles. And the other thing I might have to do, I don't know. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. My circle isn't as big. Her proportions are obviously really different. But I think just because I can and I don't have to do mine exactly like hers. Terry, you do what you want. I think I'm going to put, now I have to move my pen. One nice thing is this pen does stay in there really nice and snug. But I think I'm going to put a smaller circle up in these 2. Yeah, I think I'm going to. That's that. So mine isn't going to be exactly like hers, and that's fine. I don't care. And you can do these any way you want. Just slap your compass down, draw yourself a circle, and get after it. This is a fun way to use any new products you have. Yeah, no downside. Okay. I think that's going to be what we do. Now I have to choose some paints. Do I want to use the Kuritakis? Let's get the Kuritake out. They're my newest paints, and I don't use them that much. I haven't used them that much since I got them, but I do love them. But one of the books that I got out was a Christy Rice book, not that Art for Joy's Sake. She's got another one out. I can't remember what it's called, but it's just like a watercolor practice book. And in that, she used like the cheapest watercolors ever and created the most beautiful art. So don't think that you have to have the Kuritakis or the Daniel Smith or whatever. Use what you've got. Hi, Belinda. Or if you're new to watercolor, just buy something inexpensive. Don't feel like you have to spend a bunch of money. Figure out if it's something you really enjoy doing. I think I've got a good selection of blues in here, so I'm going to choose those. I certainly got something in there I can use. Here's my little pan there. It's a pan. And I only need 4 colors, so that is very cool. And this is the Gansey Tambi 48 color set. They're a little pricey, but you get these huge, big old pans that are going to last forever. So let's double check our color palette here. All right, the medium blue, I'm going to say is that ultramarine. So we're going to go with ultramarine first. These big pans are so nice. I love them so much. Every watercolor manufacturer should be required to use the big pans like Kuretake. And they say that the Kuretake paints behave differently than other watercolors. There's not that big a difference that it's going to matter. They are very nice and transparent and re-wet beautifully. I can't say enough good about them, really. They're awesome paints. And if you're just starting out and you want to buy one set and you can only have one, I would consider this. Okay, the next color is the dark, and I've got 2 of the darks. I can go with the indigo, which is always good, and then the deep gray, the blue gray deep, which is almost like a Payne's gray. So I think I'm going to go with the indigo. Yeah, I think I'll go with indigo. And almost every paint set, you're going to get an indigo, a really nice dark blue. Butterfly, you're going to have to beg Cat and Paste to go out and get the Kuretake 48 pan. If not, I'll get it here in a second for you. Don't freak out when you see the price, though. And honestly, years ago when Robert had leukemia and I was down in Oklahoma City with no art supplies, nothing. And I was talking to Dee Dee on the phone one day, and she said, well, just go out to an art store and get yourself some of those Gansey Tambi Kuretake paints. And I went out and I looked everywhere. I looked everywhere for that set of paints and couldn't find it. It was nowhere. And of course, I wasn't ordering from Amazon to the hospital. So I just decided, oh, I'll just live without it. And it's been all these years. And I just, here in the last 6 months, bought it. And I think this light blue here, it's called Horizon Blue. The ultramarine blue is really pretty, the light ultramarine. But this, I think, matches hers just a little bit better. So we're going to go with that. How did I start painting? You know, I don't know, Ellen. I really don't. My niece brought me a bunch of watercolors one time. She was getting into it. And so she set me up some pans of watercolor. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just give it a try, you know. Just kind of stick my toe. And I had told my neighbor, she had tried to get me to watercolor for years. And I was like, nah, I'm not interested, because I did lettering, drawing, um, rubber stamping. I did other stuff. And I was getting into art journaling a little bit, and just never really felt like it was something I was interested in. And then Cooey brought me the paints, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead, give it a go. And then when I started, I loved it. And I really did not think. And I'm going to use this deep gray blue. I'm going to go ahead and put some of that out, but I'm going to water it way, way down. And let me get a piece of paper here. Why is it that I live in a house with nothing but paper everywhere, and when I want paper, I don't have it? Okay. That looks like a gray blue, doesn't it? But yeah, I would say start with something. If you've never done it, start with something inexpensive. Crayola. Okay, those will be the two. Yep, I like that. Crayola makes great watercolor. I've done tons of awesome art with Crayola. So really, Keeks, the scavenger hunt? Yeah. You started from a flyer for a Bob Ross class. Didn't Bob Ross paint in acrylic or oil? I called a worker comp nurse. She forgot to call to say she wasn't going to make it. Oops, my bad. Oh, Brenda, that is maddening. Okay, I think that's going to be my palette. Let's get this stuff done. We've got an hour. Let's do this. Okay, let me erase some of my stuff, because after you get the paint on it, it's hard to get your markings off. In the borders, I don't mind, but out in the art itself, yeah, I won't like that. All right, so this was my upper left corner. Okay, and I can't tell if she was doing wet on wet or not. I think I'm going to. I just like the results of that, and if I should probably be using a little bit bigger brush, but oh well. The ATCs were so fun. I'm going to have fun switching them out, and it shouldn't be that big a headache this time, I don't think, because everybody pretty much followed the instructions, believe it or not. I had a little bit hard time believing it myself. Do I need to pull you guys down? You in close enough? You good? You're going to whine. And this I will post on Instagram. And I'm trying to decide if I should be posting the conspiracy chickens. What do you guys think? Do you want to see it on Instagram, or is it just too weird? Do I want to weird out the Instagram followers? Maybe it'll chase off some of those freaking men. Would Cat and Paste say? That's weird how that works, huh, Keeks? You didn't know what to do with a wrench? I gave you a wrench, Cat and Paste. What was I, on drugs? What the hell? Now, this is what I like about doing wet on wet. If the paper stays wet and you introduce more color here or there, whatever, you get some really nice effects that way. And I don't want it too dark because I'm going to be arting on top of it. And I'm just using really, really cheap bee paper that you can get down at the Walmart. So if it's not too weird, what's the next event you will host, Janet, this year? I will not host the Midsummer 1 Week Art event. You going to the Philippines and Indonesia? Well, lucky you. All right. I might post them. Why not? Y'all pretty much have figured out where the weirdness begins and ends over here. Okay, so this one she had, I need something to dab this off on. It's easy for you new watercolors, colorers. Do get yourself a palette where you can get your colors out of the pan. Going from the pan to your paper direct is it's just hard. Like to do a wet on wet and you're using too much pigment, not enough pigment, your water will really jack with you. So get in the habit of putting it out on a palette. I know you see a lot of streamers especially that go directly from pan to paper, but I think you're going to have better luck and learn more if you don't do that. Okay, now I put the color down. Now I'm picking it up. And then this one was also the lighter blue. I just think you'll learn to use your paints better if you don't go directly from pan. Another fun thing, and I'll probably do it up in this one, is as your paint is drying, just add a little bit of clean water and you're going to get some really good cauliflower or different effects from your paint. So yeah, that's always a really fun thing. And on something like this, where you're going to be doodling in the background, that will create really nice doodle spots for you too. If you're doing something abstract. Is it not wanting to focus, Dee Dee? Thanks for the heads up. Girl, girl, girl. All right, and I think I'll do this one over here. But I don't know. There are some really good professional colorists out there. Go listen to their instruction. I just play. It's all I do. But they're a fun medium to play with for sure. And you can get so many different effects from them. I'm going in and out. I don't think I have it on auto, but maybe I do. How do we get it from the pan to the things yours is in? Oh, just use your paintbrush. Just take it out of the pan, put it in there, and then you can add more water or whatever. But yeah, the water in your brush will water it down just enough that it's better than going directly from your pan. That's hard to control. Yeah, it's really hard to control. Let's see. I think I'm going to do what I do. I did the gray there. I don't necessarily. All right, let's do the medium blue in here. Now, I didn't add a lot of water to this ultramarine, but when you dip into, say, your palette like this, try and mix it up and get to the bottom, because depending on the paint, your pigments could be sinking to the bottom. So, yeah. But this is a whole lot more easy to control, and I don't have to be too careful going in those circles, because I will be putting gold in there. I've already decided. But like hers, she's just leaving them white, so she's going to have to be really careful staying outside of those lines. I don't have time for that. Know what I mean? The math ain't mathin'. Thanks, butterfly. Math ain't mathing over there, you big dopes. All right, where else do I want the ultramarine? I think ultramarine will look really good right there or right there. Let's do it in here. I probably should have done this wet on wet, but we'll do the dark one again that way. See how that drop of water just made that really weird design in there? I don't know of any other way you could create that. And then know too that a different kind of watercolor paper will affect how that behaves. So find yourself, and I like the B paper. I would say walk your butt right into the Walmarts, turn on some music and dance. No, walk into the art department and pick up the B paper there. I think it's a good paper to learn on, and it's a really good paper that it's so inexpensive that if you wreck something and just throw it away, you're not throwing away something valuable. But all of this will behave very differently on a Arches paper or a really good paper than it does on a less expensive paper. So, oops, I'm going to do this one wet on wet again. But you'll learn that as you go through, you know. And then the handmade papers, if you ever get the handmade papers from India that have cotton fiber in them, they've got a really different texture on them, and your paint and your techniques will behave so differently on them. So just when you think you've got the knack of it and you know what the heck you're doing, and then you introduce something new, either a granulating paint or a new paper, everything you learn goes right out the window, and you go, what the heck? How did that happen? And fortunately, because I'm streaming, if something happens on stream, I can always go back and see what I was doing, right or wrong, to know how I got something as idiotic as I get sometimes. You quit buying pans, only liquid now. Let's see, on inexpensive, I just soon have the pans. But if you're going to get into more expensive paints, agreed. Buy the tubes, you get a lot more bang for your buck, for sure, undoubtedly. But I think then you have to be really committed to watercolor, because one single color in a tube of, say, Daniel Smith on sale or M. Graham can be up to $8 a color or more. The granulating paints are not uncommonly more than that. So, yeah, you have to really commit to that. But keep in mind, if you buy the tubes, you can mix your own. And that's really hard to do. With a pan, you know, you have to get them out in the water like this and then mix them on your paper or whatever. So, yeah, just be wise that if you're really committed to working with watercolor and you want to work with good product, you definitely get better bang for your buck if you buy the tubes. But that's a pretty big commitment. But some of my favorites, colors like Payne's Gray, I will always order the tube. So, because I added that other circle up there, mine looks nothing like hers now. Okay, that was that. What color have I got? Let's put this in here. I do like the blue color palette, though. Monochromatic. I will make myself do some of her more funky palettes, though. I really will. I think I'm going to do this one. And always put out a little bit more paint than you think you're going to need, because if your water mixture, there's so many things that can be different. So always mix more than you need, and then get a desk journal or something to use it up, or do what I do, just throw it away. All right, let's do the dark. And always have something close by that you can wipe your excess water off. But before you give up on watercolor, walk into Hobby Lobby or someplace with some art store that sells really nice watercolor paper, and do yourself a favor and buy at least one sheet of arches and paint on some really nice paper. You'll thank me. Oops. I'm going to do this one real light in that gray and do wet on wet again. I might have let that big circle dry too much. I was going to go back in and add some more. Let's see. No, it's not too dry yet. It's not going to move much, but not completely dry yet. All right, let's do yeah, see, that one dried very quickly. Let's just paint the whole thing with another coat, and I'll do white on it. Yeah, look at hair. Big old fat long gray hair in there. Wonder who that's from. The other day when Bob was vacuuming, he stopped and told me to clean the hair out of his rollers. Bossy robot. All right, let's do looks a mess, doesn't it? Oops, I don't want that dark. I'm going to do the gray. Can't think of anything else, you guys, if you're just starting watercolor, what you might enjoy knowing or hearing. Oh, one thing I was going to mention For those of you who don't follow a Soldo Design, Kate Leach, she's got another book coming out, and it's mixed media this time. It's not just watercolor, it's mixed media. So I'm definitely going to buy her book. So depending on what she's doing in it, and I haven't really seen a flip or anything. Oh, thanks, you guys. Yeah, I haven't seen what she's done in it, but I think I'm going to do the dark blue over here just for balance. Yeah, I'm going to buy the book. And if I buy the book, I will be doing at least some of the exercises in it. So I was so excited when she posted that on Instagram. The cover is gorgeous, just like her other book. So yeah, I'm excited. And I haven't even looked. I've got a cart open on Amazon. I need to go look and get that in my cart right now. I don't think she would announce it. Well, maybe she would. But I was thinking she wouldn't announce it unless it was available, would she? She wouldn't tease us that way. But yeah, I'm going to buy it. I know, Keeks. Where is Barbara? We need the singing. Girl, you're messing with us. Okay, we'll see. And I'm kind of thinking, I don't know if I should or not. But I'm kind of wanting, what the hell? It's my painting. I'll do anything I want. You can see the white filler in the, well, it's not white filler. It's just white pigment in this light blue. Can you see that? All right, let's see if we can get it to run a little bit. I have something else I might try. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let that dry like that. I like it. Thank you, Kat. Apparently it is available because Kat, Supermod over there, went and found it, and I will have that book this week. Robert may not be eating, but I will be having the book. Just saying. All right, I think I've got all the spaces. I'm going to hit it with a heat gun real quick. Thinking. I'm just looking to see if I should add some more color. I think it's fairly well balanced. Yeah, I think it's okay. I can live with that. Heat gun. I like that blue in the pastel. It gave me a whole nother color. I really like that. One nice thing about the Kuretake paints, and you can see it on my cheat sheet on some of the colors that I especially like. The Kuretake paint has a sheen to it that none of the other, and I don't know if I can get you that, well, it shows on that green right there, really good. Can you see that sheen? And I think some of the blues had it as well. No other paint that I've ever tried, that Rose Madder shows it really good as well. See that? Oh, that one does too. See that sheen on the paint that makes it look like it's a little wet? Kuretake is, and maybe others have it, but out of all the paints I have, it doesn't come out until October 7th. Oh, Z, you're killing me over here. I'll have it on October 8th. How about that? Bummer, dude. Bummer, dude. Okay, that is still wet over there. And I always tell myself, oh, it'll dry. Well, then I will quickly put my hand in it. So, yeah. I don't know how the camera got so far away from me. All right. Let's look up what kind of pens. But what made me think about the sheen is there's a couple places on here where I added the water or added some extra paint and it pushed the other paint out. Those are the parts right in there that show that sheen. And yeah, maybe you can see it a little bit. And down here as well. There's something about that that just I really like. And maybe that's why I love the Kuretake paint so much, is that little bit of sheen here and there is just so nice. Makes me happy. Happy, happy. Oh, give it a try. It's only a little bit of paint and paper. Tell him thank you. And another thing is, it's like stress-free. Like you can just do this and you don't have to worry about the outcome. The outcome is consistently good every single time. All right, I think I'm going to use, let me see if I like this Posca pen. Yeah, let's start with it. If I don't like it, I'll get something different. All right, this was my up, right? Yeah, it was. So it's this one. When I start doing the doodling, it'll get real quiet. This is probably my favorite part of it. And I did see a Zentangle the other day that I want to do. So maybe one of these streams I'll get out my Zentangle stuff and do it. That might be enough. You have 4 different sets. Yeah, I bought all the little sets as well. And I bought the pastel set. So, yeah, I probably have 4. I probably have 6 sets. But yeah, I probably will do some of that soon. All right, but I think for circles, now I could draw the circles, and maybe I should. I don't know. What do I want to do in that? Let's do... Now, normally drawing lines like this would make me really nervous. I want to get out a ruler and make sure they're straight. But on stuff like this, I've made myself quit getting nervous about it. Just draw it and be done with it. Granulating set 2. What colors, Devin? Because I think the granulating set 1, and I've got it right here, so I'll show it to you. The colors are just so unusual. I'm not saying I don't like them. They're just so unusual that they're almost hard to like and compare to anything else you have. But they're not horrible. I'll pull it out. I'll show you because they're sitting right here. Because I was thinking if I worked in any one of those other books, I was going to use them because I haven't used them very much. I'll have to go look. I was not going to buy any more watercolors for a while until I start using more of the ones I have. I did find two. I had to pull out the Helen Elliston book because I'm not going to tell you what I drew out of it. But anyway, because you'll see it next week. And I found a picture that I had drawn for something else that I guess maybe I was going to do on stream or just paint it. And it's kind of like a floral bouquet thing. And I might get that out and paint that on stream. But it's, yeah, it's not just a geometric abstract for sure. The colors look better. Okay, cool. Thanks, Bossy. This is the first set of the Gansai Tambi granulating. And I have so many different swatches because I was so enthralled by these crazy paints. And this is what I was talking about, the paper, how different paper behaves. Okay, this is probably on the B inexpensive watercolor. And you can see how the pigments kind of dropped into the different texture on the papers. Can you see that? And that's the first set. But they're such oddball colors, right? That you just, but they behave differently almost every time you use them. This is on handmade India paper. And this was, I did this wet on this side, and then this is directly from the palette. So you can see how different the granulating paints behaved. Like on this one, the wet on wet, and I'm sure it's the weight of the pigments that make it do this, but all that green was pushed out to the edges, and here it just settled immediately, and that's directly from the palette. That the green pushed the red out a little bit, but here on the wet on wet, man, it went right to the edges. So I'm thinking that the red pigment was a little bit heavier than the green. That's what it tells me. And a lot of them, you can, like the green on all these are about the same, but the other complementary color, whatever, is orange. But look how different it behaves on the wet on wet. Same paper, directly from the palette. It's just crazy. Everybody I've let play with them, these, they're just enthralled with them. And then this, I'm pretty sure I did every one of these direct from palette. I'm almost sure I did. And then I went back in and added like a drop of just clean water to watch how it would make it move. This one is the most striking, I think. That I probably added the water here and then let it run down that way. Isn't that weird? Or the other way. So when you get them, or if you get them, play with them because they just behave so differently. But I'm not a huge fan of the colors, I guess, but that's just me. So yeah, but this is the first set of granulating Kiritaki, and just because I know me, I will probably end up getting The striking and phallic. Devin, I was thinking that same very thing. Girl, girl, girl. I'm surprised Terry Brett didn't speak up. See, Cat and Paste, that's just it. You know, Daniel Smith with their Primatech paints has set the bar so, so high that it would be unfair to compare the Kuretake to the Daniel Smith. Because when it comes to granulating paints, other than maybe Schminke does a great product as well. They just don't have as big a line, but it would be hard to beat the Daniel Smith granulating Primatech paints. They're like magic. You were looking too, Terry, I know, because I trained you myself. Dirty girl. All right, let's get out. Which black pen do I want to use? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So many black pens, so little time. I don't think I'm going to be adding more water, so waterproofness should not be part of my consideration. I think I'm going to go with the Uniball. This is waterproof, and it's about a 7-point nib. So, yeah, you didn't need much training. I noticed that right off. Okay, we're going to go in here. And she actually included gold in her designs. I usually try and stick with black and white, but I think I'm going to use the gold as well. And then on this one, I'm going to, and the reason I put the water in here is I'm going to go ahead and draw around the watermarks and use that actually as part of my design. I don't know why, but I just really like this, the way this looks. And when it gets faint and I can't really see it, I just make it up. And there's another one on this side, so I could actually do this one double. I just don't know if I want to. And the thing is, I don't have to do it now if I don't want, right? Let's go ahead and do the black while we have it out. A lot of times, if this was a larger piece, I would repeat these designs a couple of times. So they might appear here, here, and here. This is kind of a small one, so I probably won't be repeating. But yeah, on a bigger piece, I definitely repeat designs. I want something. Let's just go ahead and add it in here. All right. That bee's cool. Bee's cool. Bee's cool. And I am using her kind of basic idea. All right, what else do I want black? Bottom right corner. What about? I missed a dot in the bottom right corner. This one. Thank you, Terry. I might have seen that, but I wouldn't have bet money on it. All right, I think for the straight lines, I'm going to move down to, I think this is a 0.038 nib. All right. Let's see if that's. You won that, didn't you, Dee Dee? Or Dorothy? Okay, Barb Owen just said, I just watched the first part of your stream. Cut up the Mary Engelbreit book for collage or rip it in part and give pages away. That's actually a good idea, Barb. So this one is a Jetstream Uniball pen 0.038. And I like this pen. And if you let it dry good, it is for the most part waterproof. In the Beast, it works perfectly. It doesn't smear like the Crayola Super Tips or anything like that. Yeah, I really like this pen. I haven't been using them that long. My actual favorite ballpoint pen is a Hybrid Technica. This pen, and it's Pentel. And I like these. The only problem with these is they're not waterproof. And even after they've dried for a long time, you can smear them. And yeah, that annoys me. But for writing, this actually is my favorite pen of all time. Pentel Hybrid Technica. Best pen ever. And it's a 0.03 nib, so it's very fine nib. Okay, and I'm going to pull away from this so I don't draw down into that shape there. So Wednesday afternoon, my plan is to do the swap. And it will usually take 2 to 3 hours, I'm guessing, for this one, because we had so much participation. And then I will do my absolute very best to get that out in the mail Thursday morning. And because you guys put self-addressed stamped envelopes in, I shouldn't have to go to the post office, because last time I was in town, I did stop and buy plenty of international postage. So I shouldn't have to make a special trip. But if I do, they'll still go Thursday, because I'll just make myself go into town. But I should have plenty of international postage. I'm hoping. All right. Bye, Goldie. You would love the cover when you're done. It would make an amazing journal. The cover is absolutely beautiful. The cover of the Mary Engelbrekt book. I did see that, Dee Dee. Thank you. I did see that you sent some, and I had gone and bought some before that. So, is that the book you're talking about? Let me write down what I'm supposed to remember. Tell him thank you. Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about the cover? Okay. You thought it was for your 90th birthday? What was for your 90th birthday, Dorothy? Tell him thank you. The cover of this book, and I only know this because I'm holding the book and I have my own. This is actually a dust cover. So I will, I'll go ahead and send that to you. So just so you know that it's the dust cover that you're getting. Is that okay? It is a pretty cover. That is a very, very pretty cover. All right, let me get back to whatever the hell I'm doing here. Okay, as long as you know, I don't want you to get it and be disappointed. But yeah, I will gladly send you. Okay, now I'm going to take this pen will work fine again. Let's go ahead and do. I mean, these are just like basic doodles, you guys. So anybody can do this. We're not doing anything fancy. Just try it. I think you'll be surprised. And even if you don't watercolor, you could do this with any medium, really. I think I like the watercolor one because of its transparency and your ability to get so many shades out of one pan. But yeah, you can do this with acrylic, colored pencil. Yeah, you could do this with pretty much anything, pan pastels, anything you can draw on. But the thing is, you got to buy yourself a way cool compass. That's funny, Bossy. Dee Dee showed what Devin's talking about in chat about dust covers giving poor Dee Dee PTSD. Dee Dee was going to buy herself the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and it was like $45, but she ordered it. She wanted it. And when she got it, it was not the books. It was just the dust covers for the 3 books. They were cool, though. So I'm sure she sits back and looks at them and goes, they were totally worth it. No PTSD going on over here. They were very cool, I have to say. But yeah, they were just the dust covers. And Dee Dee, this is what I love about Dee Dee. Dee Dee's like me. Rather than just keeping it to herself, like that would be embarrassing or something. No, man, Dee Dee comes on, she tells the whole story, and we're all cracking up, laughing at her. But that I like that about Dee Dee, and I like it about myself, you know. I don't mind telling you when I do stupid stuff because I do stupid stuff. You got to laugh about it and move on. Because if you let everything bug you, yeah, life is going to be miserable for you. So you might as well just laugh at yourself and go on. Who cares? Nobody cares. All right, looking at what else I need to do in black. All right, I think the next thing I'm going to do is I wasn't going to get out any acrylic paint, but this Posca pen, I don't know if it's going to cover that black real well, so I may have to get it out. It's doing fairly good, so I think I'll go with it. Why not? When you were a hot roller skater and one of your wheels came off, oh my God, Dee Dee, that's one of the funniest stories ever. And the other funny story that you tell is when you did you walk out of the bathroom with toilet paper dragging behind you? If I started telling the dumb stuff I've done, it would be endless. And I think part of the reason I don't get very embarrassed about anything is I had a lot of siblings, and siblings cut you no slack at all. Zero. So, yeah, you might as well just get over yourself. I am going to get out the white paint and some black, I think. Because to use your awesomely cool dot tools, they just work better with a little bit thicker medium. So here we go. What the heck? Oh God, my time is almost up. All right, let's just go ahead and I'll do the white dots down here, and then you'll have to watch the rest of it. Dee Dee and the shoulder pads, that was another really good one. I don't even remember half the stuff. I could tell because I've done so much of it that I just get over it. Just like, oh, whatever. I don't care. I did that dumb thing. Let's go do something dumber next. And these are just the dot making tools you get with the fingernail brushes that you can order on Amazon. They're really cheap. And a few years ago, a bunch of us ordered them. So, and I got enough white paint out for 50 paintings. So I'll go ahead and finish this. Excuse me. I'll go ahead and finish this and post it on IG probably in the morning, because when I'm done here, I usually clean up, fix us something to eat, and then I'm like done for the day. I have to go do Wordle to relax myself. Do any of you guys do Wordle? I love Wordle. We all do stupid stuff. Isn't that true, Kathleen? But the thing is, some people won't retell it and laugh at themselves about it. You know, it's just like, oh, I'm horrified. I don't want anybody to know. Oh, hell, what do I care? Honestly, what do I care? And I'm just going to leave the areas where the pigment pushed out. I think I'm just going to leave them just like that. because now it's become an element a few times in the painting, so I'm just going to leave it like that. You don't know why you stopped Wordle? Sometimes when I get it, like on the second try, man, I walk around here like I'm the smartest person on the planet. All day long, I'm just like, damn, you got that on your second try, girl. And I always start with this same word. I use ratio as my first word always because it's got 3 of the vowels in it, and they're fairly commonly used. And then I know I just have to do the E or the U later or Y. So yeah, it always works out. Pretty good. I like it. I'm going to do that one gold. I'm going to add some gold in this one. I think I'm going to do gold up in that one. So I'm just wondering what I want to do there. This one I'll put gold and black. Okay, that one's going to be little. Okay, I can do little black circles quickly before the end here. And I'm going to use this pen. Oh, that's got too big a nib. All right, let's use the Sharpie. Should have a good nib. And then I'm going to have to call it a day. My time is about up. So before I end, I want to say thank you to all you crazy wenches that, that's not big enough, that participated in our swap. I'm excited to get it back out to you guys. So I will not dawdle, I promise. And I hope you love what you get. And if you're in the US, it should be sometime next week. All right, I'm going to stop there. And I think that's everything. If you could see this room right now, oh, you'd just be going, you poor thing. I feel so sorry for you. Video is another good one. Yeah, that is, except the V. See, ratio, your R and your T are used a lot. So you can almost always count as an R and a T. I used to use irate because it got the E in it, but a lot of people use adieu too, A-D-I-E-U. Yeah. Yeah, and I do Sudoku. I do all the New York Times games, usually. All right, you guys, I'm going to finish this probably in the morning, and then I will post it. And if you do this, post it, okay? I want to see what you do. I love these. They're just so cool. You like Sudoku? I do too. It's good for your brain. That's what I tell myself right before I start drinking. No, I don't drink. So anyway, all right, you guys. Thanks for being such great fibs and supporting all the streamers, participating in swaps, being part of the community. It's so valuable, and I think it's valuable for each and every one of us. So I don't know if you get thanked enough, but thank you. Thank you for your support. Now go out in the world and try and be kind. And I try every time, and so far I'm not killing anybody. So, all right, you guys, I'm out of here. Love you. See you later. Bye.